What's going on, people? So, I think it was last week. A good friend of mine, Life of a Broski, he posted a video talking about his 10 favorite Air Max silhouettes, right? And so, I watched the video because I'm a good friend like that, commented on it and all that stuff. And we had a little back and forth talking about, well, what would you change about this list? That's always the question when people make lists like that. And I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? This is one thing I would change, but then I'm thinking, maybe I'll make a video of my own because I like Air Maxes and it'll give me something to talk about, right? Put a little bit of content out there for the people, and then you can do the same thing. You can watch the video and you can be like, no, dude, terrible choices. These are the ones you should go with. Now, the one thing I am changing about this is that I'm going with 5, right? Because the thing is, for me, I can name 10, right? I can name 10 Air Max models that I like. That's no problem. However, after like number 5 or 6 or something, it becomes just a list of shoes that I'm okay with. I'll throw something like a 98 in there, maybe a 0 or something. I'm cool with those, but they're not really like my favorites. When you talk about that top 5 though, you dwindle that thing down. Those are your money makers, people. Those are the ones that you want in your life. And so that's the ones I'm going to show you. First off though, so again, we're only doing 5, but I have to bring this one up because this was the first shoe that I bought that really got me into buying shoes or whatever. The Air Max 360. It's not a favorite model really. I like it, it's got a little nostalgia to it, but it's an important piece to bring out, so here's that for you. Now, I'm gonna set that guy over there because we're done. Now we're getting into the main stuff. And here's the thing. These shoes, I put them in the order of how I grabbed them. So it's not like best to worst or anything like that. They're just how they are. So, number 1 on the list anyway, of this random assortment, you got this, the Air Max 1. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys know the Air Max 1. Maybe some of you even have one. Do you have this one? Either way, this is the Bronze Eclipse. It came out late last year. Kind of a cool touch, right? It's got that, I forget what that's called, like houndstooth or something, I think. Yeah, not a bad shoe. It's got a kind of cool little outsole on it. A little bit of orange at the top. Yeah, these things were pretty alright. I bought them day one, and then they proceeded to go into some very deep discounts. I almost bought a second pair, but I didn't. That's the whole story there. Okay, moving on. This right here, this is an Air Max 2010. I don't know how many of you guys were really paying attention to the yearly Air Max models, but for a long time, long time, the yearly models is all I was buying from like 2006 to 2015. So here's this one for you. It's also one of the few shoes I have in the purple and black, purple and gray colorway. I like purple, it's just not one that I find very often. I used to have like a couple other pairs of these, but apparently at some point somebody decided they wanted them more than I did, and now I don't have them anymore. It happens. Okay, moving on, got us a pair of 97s. This one I don't wear often. I think I might have only worn it twice, really. But anyways, I do like the 97 a lot. They just don't make a lot of colorways that I'm into for some reason. I don't know what the deal is with that, but Nike makes some weird choices with some of their shoes. The 90s, they get all the colors. 97s, 98s, they just kind of skip over them. And they've got that whole 3M thing going on, which I'm also a big fan of. Got this cool little lacing system going on the inside there. I mean, obviously these are personal opinions. Yours may vary. But again, I do like to hear from people, even when you have different opinions, because it's just cool to know what other people are into or not into. These also kind of make me think of Christmas in a way, because, they got this like red and white, kind of like a candy cane or something. I mean, it's not that vibrant red, but, it's red enough, right? Okay. Next up, we got here. This is an Air Max Plus. Now, the Air Max Plus, man, like, I'm not sure, honestly, because it fluctuates from day to day, but there's a chance that this could be my favorite Air Max model. I'm not 100% sure on this. I'm not going to commit to it, but I definitely like these a lot. Obviously enough to be in my top 5, right? So, and I also get a lot of views from people in like the UK and Australia where these are also very popular. So you guys are on to something. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working out in my opinion, my eyes, my perspective. I think you guys are okay. I don't know what else you're into, but if this is on the list, we're good. But anyways, so here's the thing. The frequency packs from 2018, I want to say. Yeah, it didn't seem to be, well, I don't know. It didn't seem to be everywhere in the fact that like everybody wasn't really buying these up because I don't see them a lot. But in my mall that I was shopping in back in El Paso at the time, they sold out there, right? So I can only speak for what's happening around me. I don't know what was going on in the rest of the world. But these are definitely a favorite. And they got that yellow and black thing going on, which I'm also a huge fan of. You may have noticed that if you've seen a couple of my videos or whatever. So yeah, these. And also, this particular one, it's kind of a different material. It's more of like a cotton mesh sort of thing going on up here. So it fits like a pair of sweatpants or something, you know? Whereas like some of the other ones, they're a little more rigid. So that makes this particular release like higher up on the list. And that's the other thing. These shoes that I'm showing you, these aren't like my favorite colorways of these models. They're just ones that I either saw first or haven't worn lately. In the case of those frequency packs, those pluses, those were out because I just wore those a couple days ago. Maybe you saw the picture. All that other stuff, they're just ones that I haven't seen lately, and I'm thinking if I pull them out, maybe I'll like wear them again soon. Not those 360s though. Those are not being worn. And then we're gonna close things out with this right here. This is an Air Max 2009, which was one of the best models in my opinion because it just looks cool, right? I can't say anything other than that. I can't talk about like, oh well, they introduced Flywire and that made it so much better than the 2008s, or look at this air bubble, or blah blah blah. I don't know any of that other stuff. I just know what I know, which is based on what I see. And I looked at these and I was like, those are the ones. Those right there. I ended up getting I think I had like 4 pairs of these. I have pairs that I completely forgot about. I saw them when I was looking for this one. But anyways, so you got this here. It's a nice little blue going on. Kind of a, I don't know, it's not royal blue, but it's some kind of blue. Either way, give you that whole 360 or whatever. Give you a little shot. I kind of like the way they did the back also. And these were one of the first ones that I was able to use my little, was that the Nike Plus thing or whatever it was called, that little chip that you could put in your shoe and it works with your iPod and you could like run and it would track your miles and stuff. I have one of those in my red pair. I should have grabbed that, but you know, I didn't. So anyways, there you go. So in case you're wondering, the reason you don't see any Vapor Maxes in this video is because I wanted to just keep it with just straight up Air Maxes, right? I do consider the Vapor Max to be part of the Air Max family and all that good stuff, but again, this time around I'm just going straight up by name, so that's all it is. Don't get all worked up over it. Got through this whole list in relatively no time at all, I hope. I'm trying not to make a whole lot of long videos because I got to do like 3 altogether. I just did 1 for those 9s, and then I got 1 more for that. Where is that box? I'll figure it out later. Either way, I got a couple videos coming up, so you know, trying to keep them relatively short. Speaking of which, I should probably stop talking. So have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I'm done. So later, people.